Welcome to the Edge. I take my glasses off after contemplating a few things, and one of the contemplations is we think of people that are important, and Saudi Arabia has some very important people there. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. So if there's ever anybody covering himself in robes and gaudy ornaments and so forth and jewelry, it's the Saudi Arabian monarchy. And they did a sword dance when Donald Trump first entered the office. He was the first country that Donald Trump visited. Perhaps he'll do it again as a final place before he leaves office. In any event, the Philippines have sent many people as contractors and contracted workers into Saudi Arabia to do a lot of ordinary menial work. Those people are sworn to the laws of Saudi Arabia. And those laws are involved largely about following absolutely to the letter anything that would go against the government or the monarchy or Islam or Muhammad. And what that means is women have to be particularly obedient. The Philippine women have to serve Saudi women like queens are served. If we look at Saudi Arabia as a monarchy that's about to fail, what happens to a monarchy about to fail? They know their product, oil, is coming to an end. They know that they're going to have to own other things other than oil and other than sand of the desert, which is no longer something that they care much about. They're buying land in Indiana for farmland. They're buying other ways to invest because oil is nothing more than plastic waiting to happen. No longer the fuel of choice. Eventually it'll be the last fuel of choice. And that eventuality is around the corner. So we have a country now that's living on borrowed time, holding on to the power that they have with the help of Donald Trump, who's stationed 5,000 troops in the last couple of months in Saudi Arabia at Mecca to protect them from what? The other Islam. The other Islam where women have rights. You can't drive a car in Saudi Arabia no matter how hard you try if you're a woman. You can't walk in a mall and have the cuff of your burqa turned up because the religious police will whip your ankle bloody in one big swoop and penalize you for that, some religious penalty. They do that all the time. But the women of Iran all get the opportunity to get elections, get education, and can run for office in their parliament. All these things are free to them. A different Islam, an Islam that's respecting women as human beings. And obviously, they're playthings to the Saudi Arabians and nothing much more. How long that's going to hold up is in doubt. And especially if this president leaves the office of the presidency of the United States, the protection may be short-lived in the 5,000 troops because the next president is probably going to yank them right out of there. And they're probably is going to make friends with Iran rather rapidly. So the monarchy is on borrowed time if Donald Trump loses his election. They're going to try hard to help him. I don't know that they can, especially again, as one of the previous interviews we had, if Oprah becomes the nominee for the Democrats as even a vice president, she'll win over every woman in the country, meaning there'll be no women left to vote for Trump at all. It's a pretty sad affair if you lose the entire female vote, but that could well be the case. The Saudi is really important. And Saudi Arabia has been sending their little minions around the world trying to make trouble. And they're trying to do it particularly in the Philippines because they have these Philippines coming over and they have contracts all the time. They have influence in the Philippines. And the Muslims are growing there. I think 6% of the Philippine population are Muslims. We talked about this in a previous thing relative to the Vegas slaughter that happened. This one woman is the wife of the killer was going back and forth to the Philippines. Was she Muslim? There's some belief that she was. That investigation never came forward. So Saudi Arabia is in a quandary right now where things are going. They're really going to be it's going to get more and more uncertain the closer it looks like that Mr. Trump may not win. So their investment in him in the past will have to be looked at. Can they keep doing that? Can they make friends with the other side, if that's possible? It's going to be very interesting. The Saudi Arabia is in a very odd time of uncertainty. The price of oil is falling. It's only worth plastic that you can make out of it. And you can't, if you have no other products to sell and prop up your royalty there, they know the end is coming. The end is near. And that being said, don't be surprised if something unusual happens with some terrorist that's a Muslim that comes to try to save Trump from his very serious situation. We had 9/11 before. Is there another 9/11 in the offing from the Saudis? They did it before. They did it pretty effectively. In the middle of a pandemic, will they do it? What will they do? They've done it. They'll do it. And you know what happens when they do it? Mr. Trump's numbers go up. Mr. Bush's numbers went from 38% in 2000 to 90% overnight. So I'm sure that the prayers in the White House are some version of prayers to Muhammad by Mr. Trump. In any event, the Saudis are going to try to grant those wishes that Mr. Trump wants, if there's some way to do it. Anyway, good friends like that, we should get to know who they are, and good enemies we need to know even better. So I want to thank you for watching. Beware of the Saudis. What they wish for, you might end up with. So thank you very much. Watch again.